Good morning, Saloon. As we tell you earlier today, you did know about the public opinion on climate change with the United Nations pool now do this BNTN as the United Nations development programs they implement now this part of the world. Inside the program today we get Tanzila Watasanko, the team lead for sustainable growth at the United Nations development program inside the studio. Good morning, welcome to the program. Good morning, Saloon.
Good morning and thank you.
Okay, continue for the week we will come back to you.
Yeah. The program Good Morning Salo, they continue, and inside the program now we look at the first issue. For improve the cocoa, cashew and coffee production in the country, this make the executive chairman for Produce Monitoring Board, Dr. James Vibe, say the board will introduce new technology to farmer them, where will make the country able to produce quality cash crops like cocoa, coffee and cashew. Dr. James Zubi talked this inside one-day cocoa, coffee and cashew platform meeting, where they all with CADAP, World Incorporated Technology Company, and then partner them. Also, then talk about some of the challenge them where they get for produce here in the country. You know, come here, we get more and go now report.
The cocoa, cashew and coffee platform. Na platform where the Produce Monitoring Board and then different partner them where they export and sell where they into cocoa, cashew and coffee production can come together and talk about some of the challenge them where they affect this sector and serve waiting at the way forward for them cash crops here. Because of them challenge where they affect the production of cocoa, coffee and cashew in the country. Make the Produce Monitoring Board don't sign agreements with one technology company when a CADAP World Incorporated, where this now way for introduce technology into the production of cocoa, cashew and coffee in the country. Didan Sanko, now the director of the Produce Monitoring Board, talk more about this.
This meeting today now for bring all the stakeholders within cocoa, coffee and cashew together for make this company can do a presentation on what they can do with these crops. So then get a lot of technology we get for do with farm mapping. We will make you know the total number of crops or 3 crops we will get across the country. What are the potential yield of these crops? Then also for for monitor the crops. We mostly talk about the health in terms of farm health, in terms of weather kind of forecast. For ensure the farmers then get the opportunity for know when their farm for instance get black pod or then get other disease, so that mostly we go monitor them and advise farmers. So this presentation are just an overview for all of know what will happen.
But waiting next after this meeting, did Sanko again?
We don't advise after this meeting today with the different stakeholders. We therefore now go formally again to the Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Trade, Minister of Finance and local government and also the STI for ensure they all buy into this and see how we can work with them for improve cocoa, coffee, cashew sectors in Sierra Leone. In this country, we never know the area under cultivation for all the 3 crops. We don't know the number of farmers who get within to cocoa, coffee and cashew. We don't also know the potential yield of each of these crops. For instance, if cocoa season they can now in September, as an example, other countries like Ivory Coast and Ghana go able to determine before September they reach for know the potential yield or production volume so they go get before even the harvest. So that will help them for what they call forward sales. That means they go sell before even the harvest.
Whose kind technology this company gets for introduced into them cash crops here? David McJah, now the executive president for CADAP World Incorporated, explain.
We don't sign with the PMB for bring a lot of technology for them for agriculture, and so key among that now for tag the farmers and for map farmers and for actually know how many people really they into agriculture inside Sierra Leone. That one. 2, for able for monitor the farm for know how much food we actually produce in this country. Right now, nobody don't know how much food we produce. What are the type of food that we produce? So we need technology for do that, and we get the technology for do that. We also want for able for enable them for bring this technology for Produce Monitoring Board so that they will able for use them. So this is the technology we will get for develop. We already get her as a company, and we want for give them that technology so that they go able for use them, and then they go able for spread them across the continent, because the technology that we will get in no other country inside Africa right now, in as much as we get, a lot of farmers they use with technology in India. So for instance, in India we got 1 million farmers where they use the technology. In Russia also, then they use the technology in Russia. But inside Africa right now we bring the technology in Africa, and they are now our own country. And so we don't decide for bring them and give Produce Monitoring Board and building capacity so that they go for use them. What we really try for solve is the bigger challenge. And so the bigger challenge we try for solve, one of them now, the fact that we produce less. The rate at which our population they grow and the rate at which we produce food inside the country not the same. The next challenge where we get is because we there in this particular part of the world, we get challenged with the type of diseases we affect. the farm. You get different type of diseases that will affect the farm.
Wetin this new technology mean to the produce sector? Dr. James Vibi, now the executive chairman for the Produce Monitoring Board.
It is also going to help us to estimate the total yields we have and what are the reasons why our expected yield, which is 34,000 tons, is not feasible for now. So it has a lot to do with our capacity and also our implementation and even increase in rural earning. So it is really very important that we have come digital to see how the livelihood of the farmer can be solved. And we have taken deliberate steps to make sure that they have increased their yields and we have prevented the much more disease that actually militate against their productivity. The technology is not a direct stance for the usage of the farmer. The farmer is just the user of the end product of the technology. So they don't need training actually to understand how to use any gadgets or the technology. They just receive it via maybe the various structures that has been formed by government or the local government itself.
Dr. James Vibi end up say, with this new technology, where they don't introduce into the production of cocoa, coffee, and cashew, na the country, go make the country able to produce quality, produce them, we go compete na the world markets. For Radio Democracy, Kabia the reports.
The program Good Morning Saloni continue anytime from the studio clock na 7:38. Well, we feel at the studio now, so we tell you today now our World Armed Forces Day. And with we at the studio we get Lieutenant Colonel Isa Bangoa, staff of Grade 1 at the Defense Relations and Information Department at the Ministry of Defense. Good morning, sir, and welcome to the program.
Good morning, my sister. Good morning, noble citizens of this nation.
Okay, continue for the way to inside the program.
As earlier we introduced the team lead for sustainable growth at the United Nations Development Program, Tanzila Watasanko, we therefore talk about the United Nations public opinion on climate change. We then launch on the 13th of February 2020. In therefore talk about that as the United Nations launched the survey of public opinion on climate change using online campaign led by the United Nations Development Program for Achieve Mission 1.5 degree. We then launch globally. Therefore talk about that as soon as they talk on the, or when they represent or they implement this program na saloon level. Somebody go like for know waiting at this mission 1.5 degree with the United Nations launch we na the raise awareness about na saloon.
Well, really, the world wide, we dey at a risk for go below 1.5 degrees, and we think say as we don't get into the last decade of the SDGs when at 2030, we think say very important. This is very crucial for us to begin link the climate change issues to development, because so with one great disaster we go happen, lives and property